Why does sovereignty still dominate global politics in 2026? Why do borders matter so much that wars are fought over them? And why does every state, no matter how powerful, insist on non-interference in its internal affairs? To understand today's geopolitical tensions from Ukraine to Taiwan, we have to go back to a turning point in 1648, the Peace of Westphalia. That moment did not create politics between states, but it reshaped the structure of the international system in a way that still defines global order. Before Westphalia, Europe was dominated by overlapping authorities, empires, dynasties, and religious institutions. Political loyalty was not strictly territorial. The 30 Years' War devastated much of Central Europe and demonstrated the destructive consequences of ideological and imperial rivalry. The Peace of Westphalia introduced a revolutionary principle: sovereignty. Each ruler would have authority over their territory without external interference. This established the foundation of the modern state system. Today, when Ukraine invokes territorial integrity against Russian invasion, or when China frames Taiwan as an internal matter, both are operating within a Westphalian logic that prioritizes sovereign control. As the sovereign state system matured between the 17th and 19th centuries, European powers developed the concept of the balance of power to maintain stability. Britain, France, Austria, Prussia, and Russia constantly adjusted alliances to prevent any one state from dominating the continent. After Napoleon's defeat, the Congress of Vienna in 1815 institutionalized this balancing approach. Stability was achieved not through shared values, but through strategic equilibrium. The same logic appears today in NATO's collective defense structure and in Indo-Pacific partnerships designed to counterbalance China's rise. The actors have changed, but the mechanism remains consistent. The 20th century disrupted this system dramatically. World War I exposed the fragility of alliance politics and led to the creation of the League of Nations, an early attempt at collective security. When that failed and World War II followed, the international system transformed again into a bipolar order dominated by the United States and the Soviet Union. Nuclear deterrence became the stabilizing force. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, both superpowers stepped back from escalation not because of trust, but because structural balance and mutual destruction imposed restraint. The Cold War demonstrated how system polarity shapes behavior. After the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, the world entered a unipolar phase dominated by the United States. Globalization accelerated, institutions expanded, and economic interdependence deepened. China's integration into global markets fueled rapid growth, eventually reshaping the distribution of power. The 2008 financial crisis renewed Russian assertiveness in Crimea and Ukraine, and intensifying US-China competition signaled a shift toward a more complex multipolar environment. Trade wars, semiconductor export controls, energy politics in Europe, and sanctions regimes all reflect structural adjustments within the evolving system. From Westphalia to today, international relations has evolved through power transitions and structural shifts, from religious empires to sovereign states, from multipolar Europe to Cold War bipolarity, from unipolar dominance to emerging multipolar competition. What remains constant is the absence of a central authority and the persistence of sovereignty. Understanding this historical evolution allows us to see contemporary geopolitics not as isolated crises, but as part of long-term systemic patterns. And now that you understand how the international system developed over centuries, the next step is to examine the theory that most directly explains state behavior within this structure: realism in international relations.